Today we're going to tour this funky little museum with owner and tour guide Steve.
Okay, we're going to take a tour of the California Clown Museum. We're going to come back to this area. We got this little guy over here with a case of beer, chilling out. In front here, this is the Clown Alley Playground, which will be for children, of course. And on this section, this is going to be like for children's crafts. You know, they can make little clowns out of, Anyway, give you a little history on the Clown Alley. All these little houses are named after famous clowns, too. Like Krusty's Crib from Krusty the Clown, Ronald's Ranch from Ronald McDonald, Lunette's Lodge from Lunette. They're named after all different clowns. Clown Alley was the place where the clowns put on their makeup and got their props together in the circus. It was the last tent on the big row of tents, and it was known that if you wandered back there, you better be careful, because literally you could get a pie in the face or a bucket of water poured on your head or anything like that. This is one of my clown vehicles. That's my clown truck. I've got a clown car also inside the clown car garage. It's not just my second clown car. I've used that a lot. This will be for performances in this area here. We still have to do the floors and a few more things in here. This guy's kind of cool. You give him a little spin, and he does one of those for you. There you go. And those pictures against the wall, those were done by an artist in Venice Beach. I have some more art of his I'll show you later. We got some little clown cars around here. Some pictures of me and my different clown cars. That was my first clown car, that little Ford Festiva there. Oh, those are all my traffic tickets. Those are nice. I'm going to put those on there.
You're proud.
But I will say this, for all the tickets I've gotten, cops have given me more breaks, too. So anyway, this is the clown car garage in here. Okay, this is where the souvenir shop's going to be. It's not filled with merchandise yet, but we got a few things in here. So you got to order T-shirts and bookmarks and magnets, the typical tourist stuff. And if you walk through here, the clown's head, watch your head when you get up there. There's actually used to be a window right here. We just took the window out and threw some steps in here. From here is what would be like if a child had a clown theme in their bedroom. This is pretty much what it would be. That there's an old helium tank. Of course, it's restored. The whole helium tank cover, that is. We got some Cabbage Patch doll clowns up there. This was a clown bed set. There's some antique toys down there. Some clown masks. On these little clowns that sit on the ledges, those are all handmade. We had a whole bunch of those things all over the place. Oh, these little guys too are cool. I like these guys. Get one of those, they do a dance. We actually want to put a big one of these outside too. Like 15 years of collecting, and then once I bought this building, it's been like over 6 years putting it all together. That's from a casino in Japan. And you've got these pictures over here. Those are from Morocco. I got those when I was in Morocco. Yeah, those were in Fez. I got those. There's a girl clown I took a picture of in Guatemala. Oh, this is a sad story here. This girl right here, she did a clown. She called herself Clown in Monroe. She did a Marilyn Monroe look like a clown. A really cool action. That's me with her. And but she was taking a shower one day. She slipped, hit her head on the porcelain, went to sleep, never woke up. If you look at here, these are all plush clowns. And these guys over here, I bought all these in China. I was in Shanghai. I went into the shop. I said, give me every one of them. Yep, I've done a lot of traveling. And this guy here and that guy there, I got at it was like an outdoor market in Paris. I picked those guys up.
Wow, I've never seen so many clowns.
Oh, yeah. Now you got some Cholo clowns here, but there's another room with all kinds of Cholo clowns. If you step in here, you've got to the right clown cookie jars, clown plates, and these are all clown salt and pepper shakers. I went to the old penny saver paper. Mm-hmm. I had an ad in there, wanted clown stuff. And I went to this home, and these people, they're senior citizens getting rid of everything. They must have had 1,000 salt and pepper shakers in their collection. I just bought all their clowns from them. And there's some clown wine bottles down there and some ceramics over here.
Wow.
And up here, you got some old clown marionettes. Those are the boxes. The marionettes are over there. These are clown music boxes in here. These are all different music boxes and Jack in the Boxes and some clown noisemakers, clown bells over here. So I might eventually just have somebody in here every day, you know, that's just winding these things up all the time. These guys I got in Germany. I think I was in Nuremberg where I got those. I'm pretty sure. And on this side, you've got clown paper mache and clown banks. And almost all these were purchased in Tijuana. In fact, all these down here was the same thing. I went to a store and I said, I'll take every one of them. That's a pinata there. But almost not all of them, but almost all of them were purchased in TJ.
Oh, there's a pinata right there.
Yeah, there's a big clown pinata. How did guys especially make that for me? This guy up here, Blim Blim, I think his name is. He's a famous clown in Mexico. A little kid show. And over here, we've got clown puppets and marionettes. This guy here, I bought him in the States, but I think he's from England somewhere. This was the guy, Winston. That was his name. He's the guy that did all these for me. And he has Alzheimer's now, though. He's in a home. But he used to do portraits in Venice Beach. I said, hey, man, I need a whole bunch of clown pictures. He's like, all right, let's do it. And behind you, records, clown books, all that kind of stuff. Some more pictures up here. Clown t-shirts. That's from the Clown Scare 2016. Of course, you got Pennywise and John Wayne Gacy and the Joker and Harlequin. Some of these here were done by a local artist in Orange County, and I don't even remember what her name was, but she did all these for me.
Even the small ones? Or
No,
just
not
the
the
big
small
ones?
ones, the big ones in the frames.
Okay.
And on this side, this artist is, let me take a look. Yes, Chuck Orbenstein is famous for doing clowns because these are all prints. I wish they're originals. Those are all Orbenstein. I've got a few of his other pictures throughout the museum too. I got that in Egypt, in Cairo, and when I brought it over on the plane, and when they didn't have the original box it was in. When I brought it back, and I thought I packed it best I could, it was in pieces, literally. It was just like a pile of pieces, and I was able to just like with super glue, like a big puzzle, glue them together, and I had to mix resin to match it up, and mix the paint to get the colors together, but somehow I got it back together. Down there is the Russian circus theme. I actually had a guy come through here from Russia, and he recognized the artist's name on that too. I think this is from this picture here. I think it's a circus show. I think that was Colombia. I'm pretty sure. Down here. There's some reggae clowns. These are some more plastic clown wind-ups. Oh, some old felt poster or pictures of clowns. Oh, this thing here is really cool. I got this at a prop store in Hollywood that went out of business. He's old, so he has to get loosens up a little bit. But once he gets going, he still works pretty good. But if you go around the back, the mechanics of this thing are crazy. It's all done with like wires to make him move. So it's like little, each wire controls another thing.
How old do you think this thing is?
1940s.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't find it online though. I found similar ones, but I couldn't find this exact one. They all dated back to like World War II. Those are the different makeups that a clown would use to put on. Makeups today are like brighter and colorful and more glitters and all kinds of stuff. That's your basic table setup. Some of these are like older type makeups. This one's a pair of my clown shoes. And Robert Owen, that's your Robert Owen pictures. He's another guy, famous artist that does clowns. And over here, you got different clown costumes. You got floppy suits, fat pants, suspenders, tuxedos, overalls. And here's another older picture. I think that's like the 1940s. That poster's also an older one, I think from the 50s. There's some clown girls up here. If you come in here, to the right, we've got cholo clowns. Cholo clowns or gangster clowns, they're called. Basically, what a cholo clown is, usually Hispanic women, like Mexico City and different parts of Central America and big cities. And what they basically, they're in East LA too, in LA as well. They'll put clown makeup on and then they go out clubbing or to parties and things. But the detail of some of their faces is just amazing. There's some pictures of gangster clowns. They're very popular with tattoos with Hispanic guys. Here's some old clown masks. Actually, I think they're made to look old. I got those somewhere in Central America. Selling everything from cornflakes to pickles, to Dole pineapples, Buick cars, Kool-Aid, beech nut gum, Dr. Pepper, even cigarettes. Clowns selling cigarettes over here.
Smoking clown.
Yeah. And these pictures are done by Red Skelton. You see here. Those were signed by him. They are prints, though. They're not originals. And, Red Skelton had a show, and he also did a clown thing, too, as part of his whole thing. He's really, his clown is, I'd love to have some of his original paintings. Like,
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth. When I was a kid, we'd get one of those for a nickel. All right, we're going to go up the stairs, and this is a steep staircase, so be careful going up. The reason it's so steep is it wasn't originally. I was going to cut it out further, make it like a regular staircase, but I figured this is pretty cool. And plus, if I did that, it would cut into the hallway. You couldn't. This is the only way you could do it because there wasn't a staircase down here. There's another way to get up there, but you got to go outside to get up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the only way from inside to the next level. So when you go up here, just watch your step because it's steep. When you get to the top here, there's clown blankets around us. Oh, I was on the Let's Make a Deal. I was also on the dating game as a clown once.
Were you? Oh my gosh.
On Storage Wars. My first clown car was in a Dove soap commercial. I was on the movie Chef. I've done a few things in TVs and movies over the years. Behind you are clown blankets. There's a little kid clown sitting there at a children's school desk. That is Harlequins and Jesters. Yes, Harlequins are clowns. And of course, the most famous of all the Harlequins, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, I think, whatever they call her. And there's a little circus clown theme going there.
Oh, I love these old pictures.
Yeah, some of the old ones are really cool. I got this picture in Prague. And we step through here. You've got some Cirque du Soleil pictures of clowns on this side. And some old vintage pictures down here. You go through here, you've got some old circus posters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, there's some old circus posters. This was the very first picture I hung in the museum. The very first one. And then from there, just went on. About 15 years of collecting. And then after I bought the museum, still collected while I was putting it together, another 6 years. We go in here. This is the history of clowns. Now, this woman here, her family donate. Oh, yeah, these are all like from television shows. Like there's Little House on the Prairie, Seinfeld, Happy Days, Streets of San Francisco. There's another Seinfeld, Gilligan's Island. These are different kinds of clowns over here. Like rodeo clowns and harlequins and jesters and white-faced clowns, floppy suit clowns. These are all clown props. These are some famous clowns from Europe. Oh, baby clowns over here. History of clowns throughout history. This is from Egypt. They were the first known clowns in history. They entertained the pharaohs in Egypt. I couldn't find a picture of what they looked like, only descriptions. So we put it together the best we could. It's from Greece. Same thing. Couldn't find any photos, but they said they wore extra padding on them to make themselves look bigger or that sort of outfit. Clowns from Italy. They started with the pointy hats and the big patch quilted robes. China over here. There's a famous clown in China. It was like the emperor brought clowns into the court once just for like comical reasons. And then he kept the clowns, and one of the clowns he kept on staff, and he talked them out of painting whitewashing the wall. So he saved all these lives, like hundreds of thousands of lives. So he's still famous to this day. And that's England over here, Germany, France, Perrault. That was the first white-faced clowns. And again, these are more clowns throughout history. Touchstone, Gala, Fieste, Zany, all different ones in Europe. Auguste, which is a type of clown. And you got female clowns. Now, originally, like a lot of things back then, it was a male-dominated profession. But female clowns now are just as popular as male clowns in circuses, everything. But there were some female clowns that were called Matharines. And one of them, I think her name was Matharines, very famous. There's a clown that Seneca's wife in Greece had a clown. It was part of her whole thing, to entertain people. And then you got Native American clowns. And Native American clowns, they were used before ceremonies and meetings and things. They figured people that once they had laughter, they were more open to ideas and things. That was the idea. And then they also were used to teach kids different tribal customs and rules and that kind of thing. And that's the Middle Ages. And this guy's losing his hair. He always loses his hair. This is Payaso, Mexican clowns. Mexican clowns are absolutely amazing. They're so popular. They're like on TV shows, movies, all the variety shows have a clown. And you got American clowns.
That looks like Homie the clown.
Now, American clowns peaked after World War II, they just went crazy and blew up. They were so popular in the States. They were used in advertising. They all had shows. They were just like huge. And then they became big at kids' parties and things. And then they started to die down in the 70s when all the scary clown movies came out. And then once John Wasey came into the picture, then people weren't hiring clowns as much for kids' parties. But then with the influx, like in the border states, all the like Mexico clowns are still very popular as where that brought clowns back into parties here because now all the little Mexican kids, Hispanic kids were having clowns at their parties, and other kids saw, oh, I want a clown just like with pinatas and stuff. So now they coming back now in parties for kids. This lady behind you, her family donated. That was her collection. These here and all those over there, and a few others in here. Her family donated those. I think her mother, she wanted to keep her collection together. And here we have rodeo clowns. Of course, rodeo clowns distract the bull after the rider is thrown so he can get to safety. I'm probably going to get some videos in here too because I found some amazing videos. What these guys are doing is crazy. They're like jumping on the back, some they're hitting them on the rump, they're pulling their tail. It's crazy stuff. They also perform like in between the rodeo, entertain people. They're also called bullfighters or cowboy protection. And this bull in here, I had him made for me in Tijuana, and he wasn't supposed to be like that. He was supposed to be like about 3 feet bigger with a big head, the way the guy described how it was going to be. But that's what I got. I said, all right, well, I'm just going to have to do that, because I wanted like a big, huge like bull like that in there. We've got famous clowns, most recently famous clowns anyway. Remember Lunette from the Big Comfy Couch?
No.
It was a PBS show. It was originated in Canada, and then PBS brought it to the States. And Lunette, she was on a big couch, and so little viewers could relate to that because there were little kids on their couches, and to them it was a big couch. And that was her doll Molly. And Molly didn't talk, but she used like hand gestures and bubble, little balloon bubbles to talk. And that's how they communicated. They found different things under the couch and all that kind of stuff. And Allison Court played Lunette, and then I think Ramona Gilmore after her. And this is Emmett Kelly. He was the first hobo clown, and he started out. He was a cartoonist. And he tried to get a job in Kansas, and he couldn't find one as a cartoonist at the paper. They didn't need one. Then he worked at the circus as a roustabout, and then he was planned on being a trapeze artist. And him and his wife were trapeze artists. And then they needed clowns, so he started working as a clown. And then he came up with the idea of the hobo clown, the sad hobo. And at first, the circus didn't go for it. And Barnum and Bailey was like, I don't know if that's going to work. So he kept pushing, no, let's give it a try. And so they gave it a try, and it was a huge success. And it's because a lot of people could relate to it because it was like during the Depression, and people could relate to the down and out clown, in the ragged clothes, the one is, things not going well, down on his luck. And then he eventually he was in movies. He was in the old Carol Burnett show. He tons of movies and TV, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that was one of his big skits. He'd chew on a head of cabbage. That's from one of his records. And over here is JoJo Circus. JoJo the clown is JoJo Tickle's her name. Her parents are professional clowns, and she lives in Clown Town. She's a Disney clown, and her whole idea was the whole show was about like getting kids up dancing and moving and all that kind of stuff, not just sitting there. And this is Clarabelle, who is from the old Howdy Doody show. That's Clarabelle with Buffalo Bob. And Clarabelle never talked, just used a horn to communicate. And only the very last episode did Clarabelle talk. And Buffalo Bob was like, okay, this is your last chance. Yeah, there's some old books from her too, from back in the 50s. And in a very low voice, she said, goodbye, or he said goodbye, kids, and like teared up. And of course, Homie the Clown. Everybody loves Homie. He still cracks me up to this day. From In Living Color.
Homie, don't play that.
Yeah, and the way that he came about was there was a guy on the set that whenever they came up with a skit they thought was too racist, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he would say, "Oh no, Homie, don't play that." And David Williams was like, "Yeah, well, how about if Homie was a clown?" So he came up with the idea. Yeah, how about if Homie was a clown? Let's try that. So that's how he became one of the characters. And of course, you got Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons. Krusty's father was a rabbi and disapproving of him being a performer. He didn't like the idea that he always had an ongoing feud with his father about him being a performer. And then we've got Bozo the Clown, probably the most famous clown. Bozo originated in Los Angeles, but he got big in Chicago. That's where his TV show really went big, and then it was syndicated all over the country. He had his own brand of toys, as a Bozo transistor radio, even his own bubble gum, Bozo's bubble gum. And that's him with a child star, I believe that was in the 50s, filming a show. And of course, Ronald McDonald, the most famous clown mascot for the McDonald's hamburger franchise. And there was I can't remember the name of the group. There was some group tried to get rid of Ronald because they said he promoted unhealthy diets for children. But the CEO of McDonald's held top. They said, no, we're not getting rid of Ronald. But then in 2016, with the clown scare, when people were jumping, that's when they finally said, all right, and they let him go. So he's not actually. You'll still see his stuff at McDonald's, but he's not an official mascot. And the way Ronald came around was when the Bozo the Clown show went off the air. The executives at McDonald's came to they went to the producers of the Bozo the Clown show, Willard Scott, who actually played Bozo, and they said, "Hey, we want a clown to represent our restaurant. What can you come up with?" And first he was Ronald the Happy Hamburger Clown, and it just became Ronald McDonald. But that's how he actually. And he had his own TV show for a while too. And then, of course, as a kid, every time you turned on the TV and cartoons on the weekends, there was always a McDonald's commercial with Ronald. Then you got Insane Clown Posse. They are a hip hop band, and they do a whole thing where like something about the carnival from outer space or something. They have these cards people collect, with a big following. They're a hip hop rap band. And they're still out today making records and things. Yeah, behind you, you've got Clown Games. Signed Emmett Kelly circus brochure. Somebody actually mailed me that just out of the blue. They mailed it to me. Said, hey, I think your museum this would be great in your museum. Again, there's more pictures and things. You ever been to the West Hollywood Halloween Carnival?
I have not.
That's where I recommend you do that at least once in a lifetime. It's definitely amazing. That's where I took these pictures of those two girls. There's more pictures and things here. Then we're going to go down the steps this way.
Okay.
To your right, you'll see a collection on the wall. These were also donated by Poppy's family. And he collected clowns. There's some other things of his I'll show you in another part of the museum as well. He had a huge clown collection. Before he died, he said he wanted his collection to stay together, one place. So his family members all kept maybe one piece or something, each one for themselves, and they donated the rest of his stuff to me. These were all his. And this lady behind you, this is another one. This guy's grandmother painted these in the 50s. They were donated too. And that one down there is from Poppy. You're here. These guys show some in makeup and then out of makeup. And over here, you got some stained glass clowns hanging up. You got this kid here with the cigarette. I think it's pretty cool. You got clown soap dishes, clown cups, clown containers, clown wine bottles.
Well, you have everything.
Yeah, we got
Everything you could think
a
of.
lot
here.
of clown stuff in here, definitely. To your right, you've got hip hop clowns. I was at a party just a couple weeks ago, and there were some amazing hip hop clowns there. I got video of them. They had me dance with them. I got some pictures. I got to put their stuff up here too. I got some space below. I'm going to move some things. But if you're not familiar with hip hop clowns are usually African American, and they show up in a van like this. They jump out of the van, and they dance to hip hop music, and they do a form of dance called crumping or clowning, they call it. But very, very popular in the African American community. I think these guys are from Detroit over here. That was the Kool-Aid. He's from LA. And then you've got some little, I don't know what those are called. They're just, I got a million of them. You see those everywhere. Little porcelain-headed stuffed clowns. And of course, clownfish. And the most famous of the clownfish, Nemo. And then we have clown freezer magnets, clown jewelry, an old Kiss Clown poster, clown apron. And we swing through here. You got a whole bunch of clown pictures up on top here. The other side, you got a whole bunch too. Got some more over here. Got a whole bunch of hobo clowns. Like we were talking about, like the Emmett Kelly was. Actually, I think that is an Emmett Kelly right there. And below, these are Victorian glass clowns. They make like a clown, porcelain clown with like a blue tint to it. If we step in here, you will see clowns made of a resin. There's some real amazing detail on these. A lot of these I bought downtown in LA in the Toy District 20 years ago. And this guy here, when you plug him in, he blows up in the air. He goes up and down, and his arms fly out. But I made a mistake because when he blows up, he smashes his head on here, and his arm knocks everything over. If you step in here, you've got porcelain clowns. And to the left is Murano glass clowns. So these are all porcelain clowns over here. I think that's somewhere in Central America, but I'm not sure where. I actually found that picture online and ordered it. If you step in here, we've got to the left, Calendar Clowns. The company does a whole series of different clowns, and I got all of them every month plus a few more. These are Ron Lee's. He's a famous artist that did like a metal type clown. And these down here were also donated by that guy Poppy's family. All these here and these over here. That big one. These are all Ron Lee's. That's Ron Lee right there. He died though. This stuff is pretty valuable now. Oh, there's some pewter clowns. Some I don't know what this stuff is. It's not ceramic, and it's kind of like got a glass coating to it. I don't know. Oh, those guys, I think I bought these guys in, I think in Morocco. I'm pretty sure. Oh, seashell clowns, clown clocks, even a coconut clown over there, and a clown basketball team down here. And we shoot through here. Got more clowns up. Now I made sure I included every culture in this. You will find African American clowns, European clowns, Asian clowns, Hispanic clowns. Asian clowns were hard to find. Once I started digging, I started finding quite a few of them. This is that guy Blim Blim I was telling you about earlier from he's a famous kids show in Mexico.
Oh,
Now this will actually be the main entrance to the museum.
okay.
Yeah, we're actually not officially opened yet because we're still waiting on approval from the city, but we opened it up to private tours. And these pictures here, this is an anime clown. Oh, this is neat. This is the Indianapolis Clowns. It was a Negro League baseball team. And that's Hank Aaron. And you got some clown comics. There's a clown cappuccino. There's a clown holding a huge marijuana plant, and that's me actually at a party. They gave me that. These are some friends of mine that put clown wigs on before I opened. That's me right there, actually. The founder. And
Very cool.
There's some clowns from Taiwan. Oh, this is a cool picture. That's me in makeup. A friend of mine in Chicago did that. That's me without makeup and with makeup. There's a Donald Trump clown. More books. Oh, this is in LA, this mural I found. We're located in Barstow at 313 East Buena Vista Street, right off the 15 freeway, halfway between Vegas and LA.
And you also have a website?
Yes, you can go to CaliforniaClownMuseum.com.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Hey, thanks for coming by.